Hi everyone, I'm Brandy and I am almost 6 weeks. Tomorrow will be my 6th week post-op my ACDF surgery. I had levels C5 through 7 done, and I'm gonna need a lot more in my life because my entire neck is messed up. And so anyway, and it's from an old car accident from like 20 years ago, and then just went undiagnosed, even though I went to the emergency room right when it happened and they said nothing was wrong with me. Well, then my ligaments turned to bone and started growing into my spinal cord, and all this weird stuff started happening. So I started to lose my arms and couldn't lift my baby, and so surgery it was. Otherwise, I would have honestly put it off because I was pretty well managed with my pain levels with taking the medication that my neurologist prescribed, which was just like a muscle relaxant, and Cymbalta for the burning. But then when I started losing everything, I had to go. So anyways, I have a 1-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and a 24-year-old who doesn't live at home. He lives far away, and he's getting married in December. So it'll only be 10 months after my surgery, and I got to figure out if I'm gonna fly or drive, because honestly, like, being in the car now after being in recovery, like, hurts, and my head feels like heavy, like I can't lift it by myself. It's so crazy. What else? So I have been having this muscle spasm on the left side coming out of my shoulder, and it has been so extreme, and it's my fault. I know it's my fault because I'm doing all kinds of things that I shouldn't be doing. I am cleaning my house. I'm not lifting my 1-year-old at all, but I am chasing him around. I'm bending down all day long, picking up all his junk that he is dropping and throwing all over the ground that I have to bend down and pick up. I'm going to the store, I'm going shopping, I'm like cleaning my house and hanging out outside with the kids. I've been doing a lot of things that I probably shouldn't do, like lifting packages, probably not over my weight limit, but still, it still has an effect. So yesterday when I cleaned the house really well, I did it for my husband because he just felt like burdened with this. He's been doing everything, and he's been Superman. He's been amazing. He's done so much. But he just felt overwhelmed with having to mow the grass, clean the house, do the laundry. It's a lot. So I worked my butt off yesterday cleaning the house so that I could take some of that burden off of him. And he was like, I wish you wouldn't do that because now you're gonna be hurting yourself. And he's last night I went to bed and I was pretty fine, but this morning when I woke up, I'm not that fine anymore. Like, I have this muscle spasm that's coming out my left side, which, because I've been overdoing it so much, it's kind of been my new norm to have this awful muscle spasm. So I've been taking my Valium, just one at night, and it's only 5 milligrams. And I thought this was a controlled substance. I'm pretty sure it is, but so I was scared to take it because I was afraid, it would make me feel out of sorts. And I don't even drink alcohol, so I didn't want to take anything that had any kind of potential to make me feel like I couldn't, take care of my kids or be on my game in case there was an emergency or somebody broke an arm or something and I had to get them to the hospital. So anyway, I have been taking it, and I don't feel anything. Like, it doesn't make me feel out of sorts. It doesn't make me feel anything. All that I can feel is the release of that muscle spasm. But I still don't think I'm supposed to drive when I take it, so no. So I don't. I don't drive if I take it. So I only take it at night, right before I go to bed, and I get some relief then. What else? Well, our life has completely changed as far as we've been, gosh, I've been homeschooling my daughter since 2nd grade, and that's because she has dyslexia, and she has a visual and spatial processing disorder, and she's just thrived at home with one-on-one attention. And so when my son came along and he started school, we were like, well, we're already homeschooling her, we might as well start him, since I knew how to do it. So we started homeschooling him, and he's 8 years old now. And I've just realized that I cannot be as active of a mom in getting him to activities with other kids as I used to be. Like, we used to be part of a co-op and all kinds of things. So I just can't do that anymore. So we are looking into putting him into public school next year. My only concern, he's super smart. Like, I know he won't struggle as far as like getting him on track with the other kids. And we've used like a real curriculum from Abeka, and it was very challenging, and he's been able to learn really fast from it. So the problem that with him is that I worry about him being in trouble all the time for talking and like following in line and basically conforming to the group. He doesn't really understand how to conform or the need to conform. Like, he doesn't understand. He's always like, why? And I remember when I taught kindergarten, I could tell kids who had been homeschooled, like for preschool or kindergarten, or even went to like a Montessori school, because they always asked why. And it was really hard because you don't have that much time in the class to address everybody's whys. So you just gotta rush right past their whys, and it's a really sad thing because like these kids have genuine questions, and you can get to them when you can, but sometimes they're so like random, they're not on the same topic that you're actually teaching on. So like you can't just stop what you're doing, address that, and then go back to what you're doing all day long. So I am worried that he'll be in trouble a lot for talking, and he's got a really soft heart, so I'm afraid like if anybody like says anything mean to him, it's gonna really hurt. So but you know, those are just my concerns. I went to public school my whole life. My oldest went to public school his whole life. He's 24. So we all turned out fine, and I know he will too. So it's just some of my mama concerns, which are really not that big of a deal. So anyway, so then when it comes down to my 1-year-old, he has just been a huge challenge for me. Like, he is so busy, so full of energy, and I just can't keep up with him physically at this moment in time. So we are looking to put him in a daycare. I'm on like every waiting list in the town. What else? So we've gone from a homeschool family to a family who's like really seeking and appreciating and loving the support of the community. And it really does take a village to raise kids, and especially when you're going through something, like, we don't have to feel like we have to do this by ourselves. And I used to feel like I had to do this by myself, and I don't have to do this by myself. I don't even know why I used to feel like that. Like, my oldest went to school and he is fine. So anyway, enough about us and the school situation. So basically the whole life change has just come down to because of this neck surgery. So life is changing for us, and that's okay. And so my oldest, my 24-year-old, he's getting married in December. So we're trying to figure out if I'm gonna fly or if we're gonna drive, because right now whenever I drive a car, like, I'm in a lot of pain within about 30 minutes. I mean, sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'm in so much pain that my mind is sort of like delusional. Like, I'm just trying to get through the car ride to get home. And usually that's when my husband's driving. So 2 days ago was my first day ever driving since the surgery. and I thought it was gonna be fine, but it was really difficult, like turning my body to look for traffic before pulling out. You can't really use your mirrors for that. Like, you have to physically look one way or the other. And so that's been a challenge. I did take my daughter to her appointment 2 days ago, and then I took my son to his karate right after that. And yesterday I didn't drive at all. Today I've been to Sam's Club already this morning, and then I have to take my 8-year-old to karate again. And you know, I'm already feeling pain from yesterday cleaning that house. So I already know that tonight's going to be an early bedtime, and that I'm going to be flat on my back and just kind of relaxing. And it does help. It does help with time. So what else? So I have not needed any more pain medication. I haven't had to take any more of my Norco at all. I probably have half the bottle left of what they gave me. They gave me 42 pills. I probably have 21 left. I'm still taking baclofen and Cymbalta. I really don't know if I need them anymore, but I'm taking them just because I took them before the surgery and I'm already in kind of pain, so I just don't really want to get off of it or anything because it helped before. Maybe it's still helping now, and I don't want to be in more pain than I am right now. So it is tolerable, but yeah, so like this has just kind of become a way of life. But every single week I'm getting a little bit stronger, a little bit stronger. I can basically go a little bit longer before I have to lay down flat on my back. And before I, you know, have to go to bed. So like I do notice that every week I am a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. I go on walks every single morning. I try to go on 2 30-minute walks a day. And my 1-year-old, he has, I take him with me, and usually I kind of need to go with my husband, or my son, my 8-year-old comes with me. And lately I've been going by myself. So that's been okay, except for the fact that my son throws everything out of the stroller and then screams, and then I get it back. I'm just always bending down. So I'm tired of the bending down. Like, I really just need some help. Even if I could get him into a daycare just like 3 days a week, would be such a blessing. It's pretty much impossible to ask like friends to take a hard baby like this for 3 days a week. And we don't have any family that could do it for us either. So, you know, we're getting through it. What was I gonna say? Oh, I have been, okay, so like my arms, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna try to show you something. My arms, you can't really see, can see this, but like maybe from a certain angle you could see like these divots in my arms. Well, I was like, why is this happening to me? And this was before the surgery. Now I know, basically my arm muscles had atrophied, and my leg muscles too, and I have these dimples, like these deep dimples right below my knees, and I'm like, I never had that before. And I started looking at old pictures, and I'm like, why do I have those big dimples under my knees? My leg muscles were atrophying as well. So a lot of people like to say, oh, because I was having trouble walking, and it's all because of my neck. And people like to say, oh, well, you don't do that when your nerves that go to your legs are in your lower back. But they don't understand that it's not my individual nerves that are causing my leg problems. It is the signal from my brain to my legs that comes through my neck that's interfered when the spinal cord itself was compressed. So I was having trouble like lifting things. My arms, my reflexes just weren't working right. My legs felt like I was dragging them through the mud when I was walking. And it hasn't improved like that much yet, but I'm hopeful that it will. So I've been given permission by my surgeon's office that I can lift these 5-pound weights. So I have been doing that. I've been lifting my 5-pound weights, and I lift them. I do about 100 lifts a day, like just little curls, and then back this way to kind of strengthen these muscles that have been atrophied for years, probably 8 years or so. And what else? So I don't know. I guess that's all that I can think about right now. There's probably so much more to say. We are looking at other properties. We live in Florida, and so like right now the housing market is just boomed, and we live in an HOA subdivision, and so we're kind of looking at, we can sell our house for like a lot more, double than what we paid for it just 5 years ago. So we're trying to see if we can buy some land and then maybe build a modular home on it or something. So that's been kind of stressful too, because I'm like, how in the world are we gonna pull all this off? I seriously can't even like pack a box, so let alone move a box. I can move individual things. I kind of have to just put my neck out of my mind and just live my life and do what we need to do. So yeah, I think that's about all. I don't covered the car rides, driving, my neck spasms. I'm just tired. I'm exhausted, physically exhausted. But I go on until I can't go on anymore. And then my kids know, like, when I'm like, I am done, I have to go lay down. I cannot physically do it anymore. Then they're like, okay, Mom. And then they step up and they help with the baby. Otherwise, they run away from the baby because he's just so hard. And then my husband is working nights and then sleeping days. He gets up, takes care of the baby a little bit, and then he'll put the baby back down to sleep to take a nap, and he'll lay down with them so that they can both sleep. It's been a juggling act for all of us. So we are just 5 weeks in. I'm not even halfway through the first, actually, no, tomorrow will be 6 weeks. So I'm almost halfway through the first 3 months. And in 4 days, I will go and get an x-ray. Or 5 days, I'm sorry, 5 days. I'll go get an x-ray and see how it's fusing. So once I figure that out and know how things look inside, despite the fact that I am turning, twisting every which way, bending over, doing all these things that I'm not supposed to do, I will let you know. So say a prayer for me and hope that it's fusing. And let's see. I think that's about everything. I don't want to keep talking about the same things over and over. But if you do have any questions or anything, just let me know. And I just wanted to point out, normally I do wear my neck brace at all times, but I'm not wearing it right now because I just got out of the shower a little bit ago, trying to get ready to take my kid to karate, want to look halfway decent, and I did cut my own hair, and that's because I can't get away from the house. But I watched a YouTube video and it showed me how to cut my own hair, and it looks pretty straight and even, and I'm really satisfied with the way it turned out. So I just use a curling iron to kind of curl it after it dries. So hopefully it'll dry before I have to take him to karate and I can get that done. I can't believe I was able to pull that off either. Like, honestly, I wanted it longer, but I kept seeing that, oh, I need to cut a little more here. Oh, a little more here. Oh, I cut too much here. Now I have to cut some more here. And I just kept going back and forth. And I don't know. It's kind of fun for me because it's just hair and it grows back. And yeah, so I couldn't like turn my head any which way to you know, manipulate the way that I'm holding my hair position. And my neighbors, everybody pretty much knows like what's going on with me, so they're all very helpful. And I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed at all, really. Like, I'll put my neck brace on. Actually, I have to put my bone fuser on first. I'm just kind of giving my neck a little bit of a rest from the little electrodes that are always stuck to my neck. And I did get some Mederma cream. Let's see, there you go. And I've been putting this Mederma gel on my scar, and it's starting to feel, I don't know, it feels kind of tender around this part, especially up top, but that's because that's where they opened it up the furthest. I am breaking out on my neck, and it's like all these little things. That's due to the electrodes and the stickers. And I try to get some sunshine every day, and it's been kind of sweaty. I've been sweaty a lot. So when I do go outside and sit, I take the neck brace off so that I can get some sun on my neck. And Mederma does have a SPF like 30 cream, so that's kind of nice. But I've been using the gel, and then I just put my SPF over it. What else? Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I've already been on here for 22 minutes and told you everything that I think that I can remember. If you have any other questions or anything, just let me know and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Thanks.